What's up, everybody? How is it going on this Wednesday afternoon? We're doing a little bit of different time, Not gonna lie, dragging a little bit again this week, and so I wanted to try to give you guys my most energy-packed part of the day, and hopefully this will be it. Um, Although today, literally, I've been sleeping and not doing much of anything. So that's that's the truth of it. They're working out trying to get some prescriptions covered that my insurance says I need a prior authorization on, even though I already got the prior authorization. Then I got a brand name, and then they're like, no, you need the generic. So then I got the generic prior authorization. They're like, actually, quality control, it's still a new medication. So we're going to only approve the brand name. So then I do that, and now I'm being told generic again. If anybody's had had the fun of dealing with insurance, you know how that goes with Plan D or Part D of Medicare. Not that I'm on Medicare, but Part D of an insurance plan, the medication part is bonkers in the U.S. Not going to be paying $2,800 for a twice a month injection for autoimmune stuff, unfortunately. But I am going to Mexico in March, and apparently it's only about $500 if you just pay in cash down there. So if you find a pharmacy you really trust. Okay, enough of my rambling and yambling on here. We've covered that. Look at this. Look at this. This is how we're going to be now. We're going to be come on, get happy. So how's everybody doing today? Probably going to be a little bit of a short episode, but I wanted to just make sure that we're touching base with all y'all, seeing how everyone's doing, seeing my friends, and also there's a couple good sales. I mean, they're ads, obviously. It supports the channel, but it's a good deal for you guys. And while I'm thinking about stocking the tank, I wanted to tell you guys about a couple things. And I figured we just killed like 18 birds with one stone and deal with it. But if you guys have any other questions or thoughts or comments, I'm happy to hear it. Just hit at Fishery or at The Secret History of Living in Your Aquarium, which, yeah, I know it's real short. Passing Wind, hello, welcome. Lady Rorschach, hello. Sky Dancer, hello. Team Elk, hello. Marcy SoCal, haven't seen you in a minute. How are you doing, my dear? Bacon Man, hello. And then Bach Tran. It sounds like Bacon Man, Bach Tran, together again on the album From American Soil. Blood and oil makes us toil while we sing and dance like we're born real spoiled. Sorry, the hamsters have gotten off the wheel and started scrolling through TikTok in my brain. That's what just happened there. But hello, guys, welcome, or gals, welcome. Dan, what's going on? George, congrats on your baby. Poison dart frogs. Go check out Aquaball's channel if you guys are interested in, I don't know, everything. The dude keeps everything, but he's good at breeding just about everything. Also, this fella, Aquaballs, he's got ball pythons, he's got aquatic things, he's got frogs. Right now he's got poison dart frog babies, and he sent me a video, so I know video exists. I don't know if it's on his channel yet though, but you guys should check it out if you like that stuff. Very casual vlog style, like my channel used to only be like that too. Liam, hello. Anyone know what his time zone is? Yeah. So Liam, also, I tend to come 10 minutes, five sometimes, but 10 minutes after I say that the thing's going to start, because YouTube oftentimes won't send out alerts until it's already at the start time, even if people have the bell selected and they're subscribed and yada yada. And then sometimes it just still doesn't send it out at all. So, that's fun. Linda Worth, what's going on? Moose, what's going on? 3G. John Manro, Andy Carson, Rex Browning, what is up? Mel Wall, Sandy Doutry, what's going on, Sandy? Haven't seen you in a moment, but it is lovely to see you in here as well. Emma the Sea Witch, hello, hello, hello. J-Man Hot, man, I'm gonna mess that up. J-Man Hatch 17 or J-Man Hatch at Hatch 17. Or Mock. It could J-Man Knock. Could be that. Probably not. Paulo, what's going on? How are you doing, man? Nancy B in Tennessee, how are you doing? Also good to see you. Sage P Lindsay. Hi, person. Hyperson. BJ Palmer, what's up? Trust and obey. Never. I never will trust and obey. Brian, what's going on, man? My buddy from another study. My dear friend in Tampa, or Ruskin rather. Big supporter of my crazy adventures and another fellow creative artist and dreamer. There's no such thing as no can do. There's only how long it will take, and if you get kicked out of your mother's basement in the process. No, I'm just kidding. He's super successful, but very creative, and he's the one who's making the robot for his ferret. It's going to be a helicopter, or rather, I guess maybe helicopter is not the right term, but at least a drone, like a quadcopter, that is set up with a face or eye tracking software for his ferret, his domesticated weasel, and yeah. Fish are friends. What's going on? You just had a spawn of Discus and L66. Right on. Score. Jose Torres. What's going on, man? Who else is in here that I've yet to see? Aaron Estes. What's up? How are you? How are you? William Drillard. Hello. And Nathan Hovey or Javi, hello, welcome. Salient Aquatics, also welcome. All right, I'm all caught up with what I can see on my screen. So if I missed you, you don't exist. No, if I missed you, I'm sorry. Blame StreamYard. So I have a tank of real mean jerk fish that are jerky face McGee's. Let's go take a look at them. Let's take a look at the tanks that I can shuffle, just so you guys get an idea. Also, I have pinned real quick in the comments. I pinned the info to Dan's Fish. He just got a brand new shipment in of a bunch of really cool. Some of them are really expensive, but he treats them really well in the sense that he's had them for like a month or two oftentimes, and then he keeps them super close watched, and he treats them only if they need to be treated, unless they're wild caught and they're like really prone to certain, parasites and so forth. But I really only believe in a handful of sources online for fish and inverts and plants and all that, and I have a very strong judgy ethics for how I think fish should be treated, should be fed good food while they're being in transit. He feeds them live food every night and frozen food and stuff. And I think it makes a huge difference to the end person. Also, buying local. So whether that's Vivi or Aquatic Arts or any one of you guys with a fish room, it really does make a difference in people's success rate and in the quality of the fish, the genetics, all of that. Alex, can we talk goodieads, please? I love whatever you have to eat. I'm kind of saving the goodieads talk for when I'm in Mexico. Quite frankly, I am going to probably get a lot of B-roll there of the environment, hopefully of some of the info if I can meet up with this professor I've been emailing, and then there'll probably be some goodie ed content that's a little more in depth than just surface of me saying, "Oh, I would like to keep goodieads." Nano Aquarium guy, what's going on, buddy? Coro, hello. As always, good to see you. And Gordoki's Playground. Who else is hiding in the shadows? Who knows? The shadow knows. Okay. So the other thing I wanted to mention is that now, hey, Street Trash, what's going on? You gonna go see the jungle where they film Predator? Maybe. I don't know. Probably not. It's probably on the Yucatan side. I'm gonna be on the Pacific side. Dadgetech man, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. It's been a little bit. I mean, I saw you the other night, but it's good to see you regardless. I hope you are well. What's the long type? What can I call you? At Fishery is the other way to get my name. Fishery I own thanks to a fella named Rob on here by the screen name of Rob. Sketty Nona, what's up? Hello, welcome. Sweet Shot, hello, welcome. How are you guys doing? I hope well. It's in Puerto Vallarta. Oh, maybe then I will be there. Okay, yeah, I probably will see where they film Predator then. We're staying an hour north in Sayulita, a little town called Sayulita. In a town called Sayulita, I met a señorita, and then I left my wife who paid for this trip. That's not how things will go. I have only my wife to thank for this trip. I mean, I won't get into it, but her and I, we keep our expenses a bit separate for like daily life stuff. And she is my sugar mama. She is obviously my best friend, my compatriot, my partner in crime for the last decade. But she's also a decade older and has a way more make it rain type job. When she says, "Hey, you pay for, a third of the mortgage and I'll pay everything else," or you pay for all your bills, I'm like, okay, deal, sold, done. And the extra sweet part about that is, well, when I do have money, then I get to write off certain things too, which is pretty sweet. Even if you guys start a little channel or a fish room that sells any amount of fish that you report, you can then start writing off, your brood stock or whatever, which is a great way to do it. Moose asked, how do you feel about people mixing endlers and guppies? Does it strengthen them to have wild genes added back in? Yeah, so the Endler genes are all going to be since the 1970s and more recently, if not the 1980s and so forth. So by default, they will have less inbreeding than some of your old guppy lines that exist out there, your really solid ones, your Moscows and stuff. So I would say, yeah, it's health-wise, it's pretty good. And it makes the males, it tends to make them a little bit smaller bodied and have more of the snake skin and striped patterns, whereas wild guppies have more of like blobs/maze patterns, which is a little different. But the other thing is I wanted to thank you guys for your reaction you had to the beta video. That was a long one, I know. And I tried to make the first 25 minutes a little more ADHD friendly with a little more, here's an image of this, here's an image of that. But the second half was kind of hard because I don't have well, to be frank, I just don't have the money to subscribe to those B-roll film services. Some of them are a couple $100 a month, um, or a couple thousand a year. It depends on what quality you want. But regardless, to get good quality like footage of Southeast Asia, I'd love to recut that whole thing, and have all that. But I don't have that account, and it's something that maybe when the channel has been growing a lot, and I have you guys, to thank for that. So I want to really say thank you for commenting, for sharing, for watching, for showing up to live streams. It makes all the difference lately, especially when people go out of their way to find the channel, even when YouTube decides like, no, you don't get recommendations anymore. Um, so yeah, but I appreciate it. Hey, Relic Turtle, what's going on? Good to see you. Uh, Thanks, guys. Seriously, I appreciate it. And the sources are in the community tab. I don't know if you saw them, but there's a lot, and that's not even really scratching the surface. Hector Lara, what's up? How are you? How are you doing? It's not even scratching the surface of what's out there as far as newer information and content that they can put back. Let's see here. Put back into the place of history where it belongs. If I could get you sponsored to travel the globe and take pictures of fish and stuff like that Nat Geo shows, I would. Unfortunately, I'm just a schmuck. Yeah, that's my hope, is that by staying true to the idea that we want to do very educational stuff here. I mean, the live streams we can kick back and just all be friends and shoot the breeze, but uh breeze. But I think that the other piece of this is like the work I want to do with the nonprofit, with the Green Earth Alliance that I've set up, with the Amazon Research Center for Ornamental Fish, with Project Piaba, with Son of Running River, with uh, the dam. What is it? There's an acronym. It's like Dam uh, Association. No, Dam. Anyways, the acronym, I think it ends up being DAM, but it's talking about bringing down dams on smaller rivers, especially when it's not being utilized for anything other than maybe a few farms of irrigation or something like that, and there's no hydroelectric power on it or anything like that yet. Like, just take those dams and blockages out of the river, that it exists all over the world. Salient Aquatics, just read about on your channel at Fishery. How long have you been in the aquarium field? I have been keeping fish since I was 5. No joke. I had a fish named Elvis, who I got at one of those carnivals, like in first grade, where you throw the pennies into like shot glasses in between a bunch of other big glasses. And if you got it into one of the shot glasses, then they like scoop a goldfish out of one of the big glasses and they give you the goldfish. Well, that's where I got my first fish, and I had that until I was about 8 or 9. And then by that time, my parents said, okay, you can have more than just, literally, Elvis lived in a like 5-gallon fish bowl. And they said, okay, you can have another fish or a fish tank. At that point, I'd had some salamanders and skinks and newts and snakes that I'd caught, but no actual like cool stuff that I wanted, like corn snakes and chameleons. Um, So right around that age, 10, 11, 12, I started doing all these odd jobs on the side, working, asking my grandpa, like, do you need your deck stained? Do you need your oil changed in your car? Like, whatever it was. And then I saved and saved and saved, um, partially to buy a Mustang when I turned 15. And then so I could drive it by 16, fixed up this old 1967 289 Mustang that was pretty sweet, fastback, turquoise with the cream coupe interior. Uh, but it was in rough shape when I bought it, and I got it for like $2,000 or $3,000, and then I put another probably 10 into it, and then I found out that insurance was going to be I think it was like $300 a month when I was 16. I was like, oh, I can't afford that. I quit, and I got a Honda Civic, and then my life took a drastic turn for the worse. No, but the fish keeping. So then I started breeding guppies, and not just like, oh, I've got guppies, they're having babies, but actually buying. There was Guppy Train existed, which is still like a website today and everything, or a Facebook group. But Guppy Train, there was a guy out of Montana that had a fish shop. I think it was Montana at the time, yeah. And he was on eBay and stuff here and there, but he had some strains that no one had, like purple metallic snake skin, uh, like it was a purple Moscow crossed with like a metallic snakeskin or a cobra, as they'd call them at the time. And the purple and pinker colors, or what later became pingu, like the pastels, those were kind of being introduced at that time period. By the time eBay came out, right around then too. And then from like 13 to 15, maybe, I had a few aquariums, like 4 or 5, and I did a whole lot of different, keeping of fish that teenage boys tend to like, Oscars and piranhas, anything I could get my hands on that was not legal or in the gray area, freshwater sharks, the rainbow sharks, and the rose line sharks, as they're called, the barbs. But then around that age, I also discovered marijuana, and that made it so I was way too cool to keep fish. So I literally moved the tanks into my closet, and so when friends came over, no, you can't go in the closet. I'm hiding lots of pot plants in there. You can't go in there. But yeah, I had a few tanks still. Got rid of all of them at 17 or so for a little while, and 17 to maybe 20, especially because then in college I was in the dorms, and then we lived in just a crazy, not a frat, but in a crazy environment of boys, of 5 of us boys plus our girlfriends. We were paying $200 a month for rent, and that was with utilities and everything. It was like Animal House every night, basically. But that's when I started to kind of miss fish keeping. And even though it was a terrible place to decide to keep fish, that's when I got another tank, and I had a rat for a while, a pet rat, and the fish tank in the bedroom, just one on, literally sitting on the floor. I think it was a 29 gallon. I'm going to stand, guys, just because my back's a little sore, and also because when this thing's pointed down, it makes, when I'm looking down at your questions, I hate how it makes my eyelids look closed, especially when they're already swollen. But yeah, so that was the trajectory. And then when I was about 22, yeah, about 15 years ago now, I decided to keep fish as more of a genetics project in what I was breeding a little bit, and I still wasn't keeping planted tanks or anything. And then coming up on like 10 years ago now is when all of a sudden the whole world of planted tanks came into focus. I mean, I knew they were a thing, but dirted was what existed. You didn't really have a whole lot of aqua soils that were uh, very good. I mean, you could use like akadama and like different hydroponic substrates and things like that mixed in, and that's all good and fun. But I just, it wasn't. It was a little more niche. It was hard on the internet to find that group of people that were into that, and then it wasn't until the channel of George. Or not, well, yeah, George Farmer is also one, but the Green Machine. I saw their work out of the UK, and then I found out who Takashi Amano was, and then I got a job, and then I worked in a fish store while also doing graphic design and tattooing. And in between all of that, I had art galleries, a couple of them in Seattle, and I've done art shows all over the world. And I have done graphic design for big corporate brands like T-Mobile and Nordstrom and Amazon, all the way down to mostly mom and pop businesses that I think are a good cause. And so I make a lot less money off of them for not raking them over the coals. Uh, so that's why, you got to thank the corporate spending out of control for something. Uh, you still like dirt? Yeah, I hear you. A lot of people like the dirt. Closet tanks. Yeah. Literally, I was closeted. I was in the closet as a fish nerd. And then, about 6 years ago when the channel started, I wanted to document as I was getting some new tanks. And we were going to get, for the first time, LED lights instead of uh, uh, the compact fluorescence or the fluorescent light tubes. I got actual LED lights that had the full spectrum. They were saltwater tanks and or tank lights. And it was Odyssey, I believe, was the brand. But we bought them so that my wife wouldn't be so depressed here in the rainy, so I was gonna say winter, but I really should just say in the rainy late summer, early fall, mid fall, late fall, early winter, midwinter, late winter, early spring, mid spring, and then late spring it gets nice. Early summer to midsummer it's nice, and then the cycle repeats. Um, but yeah, so what was the point of all that ranting? Well, it's just that this was going to be a project because I went to school to be a historian. In my head, I thought that would be cool, and I actually thought that there's an old series of books, if you guys may recall, that they used to have like the Farmer's Almanac, and I always found that fascinating as a kid about plant weather and when to plant where and how they were predicting it like a year out and all that kind of stuff. So then I started getting into just different facets of that, and with the archaeology, anthropology, and history parts of my life feeling like I wasn't flexing those brain muscles, it it made me feel like I was alive again during the lockdown. That's when it really clicked. It's like refocus the channel, less just pure vlogs, and let's like write scripts, outlines. Let's do the fishery news. Let's have the member program and actually have it mean something where you get all the sources and where I actually cite things. If I were being honest with myself, I should stop being so uh, lazy. And I should be better at like sub captioning or subtitling everything myself rather than it auto generating, and I should edit the videos and all that. But life gets in the way. I didn't have a computer other than this laptop which Brian sent me, which Brian, thank you, buddy. A lot has happened on this over the last like year now, and I couldn't have done it without you. As far as just getting the channel and the content flowing still. Uh, but overall, the quality is important to me, and I think that some people would have uh, felt lost without graphics and like cut scenes and like just different not effects, but different features or whatnot. Um, So yeah. Oh, we got a super chat, super duper chat. Salient Aquatics, appreciate your backstory, like your personality. Well, thank you. I really do appreciate that. That does mean a lot. I like it when people like me for me. He likes me for me, just because. Anybody remember that song? You bet you do. Some of you. Uh, is it normal for the 144 pleco? That's oftentimes remarked as the 144A. So 144 was the original lemon pleco that came out of the wild, and they don't know if it was just a leucistic yellow or maybe even just not really, but jaundice ancistrus, like the Cheese Creek ones and all the other morphs there are, the super reds. Those are man-made, but there's also like Cheese Creek and um, Rio Negro and Rio Tapajo varieties of the ancistrus cirrhosis, which is funny when you think about the name cirrhosis. I just think about the liver. Um, they'll lead you to drink, guys. They will. And the pink streaks on the side of the body. Um, Probably not. But anyway, so the yellow 144 was the wild caught ancestors from some collection point that was not known, or it was a morph that happened at some fish wholesalers like pond or holding area, and at the end of the day, they can't figure out which is which, if it was natural or if it was man made. But the blue eyed lemon Pleco, the 144, now is called the 144A because they reconstructed it based off of the looks and photos and stuff of the original 144s that were actually that way naturally. So now they go by 144A and 144B. But streaks, they are a very translucent ancistrus compared to others. And so I would say that you should keep an eye on it if they're increasing. I always take pictures. If there's anything off with the fish, I'll take pictures. And then I can say to myself in a week or two, like, oh, definitely it's losing color, or definitely that fin is damaged, or the swim bladder needs to be dealt with, or whatever. Um, let's see here. Whip, what's going on? When a problem comes along, you must whip sir. Whips world. Man, that's hard to say fast. You must whip sir. Salient Aquatics, appreciate your backstory and your personality. I got that one, but then the one that I did, I feel like, where did it go? Somebody sent me the other super duper pooper scooper snap. Let's see here. Where did it go? I probably already said it in passing, but I just wanted to double check. Okay, MX Rider. Is it nor? Yeah, okay, it was the Pleco question, but MX Rider is the question asker. And the pink streaks, yeah, I'd keep an eye on it, especially if there's any issues with them dying or not eating, or barbel erosion, or like blisters that have formed. That's when I'd really look into it. Paulo also says, Alex, archaeologist here too, but I migrated to IT years ago. Yeah, archaeology is cool. I love the tools it taught me to use. And I don't mean that literally like the toothbrush and the little oil brush scraper. No, I like that it taught me how to track down evidence. So like the beta genetics video was all about, do we have physical evidence from the time? Can we say that yes, these fish were here in context and in physical culture, which is what archaeology is about, versus is it just what people are saying? Like, yes, we've kept these fish for over 200 generations. And it's like, okay, 200. Okay, so have you really been keeping them for 2,000 years or whatever? Or is that hyperbole, or a game of telephone that kind of got worn out. And it's hard to know for sure, but that's when all of a sudden, you can take genetics and art or receipts or secondhand accounts and cross check it with that. And that's what I did with the beta video, obviously, to make my case for the history that's not described really anywhere online. So yeah, uh, but Kimberly, hello. Oh, well, shucks. She says, I love your voice, so calming to me. I have learned more from you than any other fish YouTuber. My spouse gives me grief because I always want to watch your videos, especially the shrimp ones. Uh, this nurse says thanks. Well, awesome. You know what I love about you guys as a community is it doesn't matter if you have a degree or not necessarily, but like, y'all are curious and you are go-getters. You guys try things out. You'll just get the driftwood, follow any info you can find on like how it's safe or whatever. But then a lot of you guys will try things out that are new. You'll push the envelope or try a new light, for instance, and then report back with a fairly scientific, where you've got like the old light versus the new light and like the same plants arranged. I love that stuff about you guys. I learned so much from you guys. And I need to learn more about Geo Tapajos, or the red-shouldered Geo. I think they go by Flamius or oh no, it's Pyrocephalus. That's what they decided on. Pyrocephalus. Yeah, okay. Pyrocephalus. That is one that I'm thinking about putting in my 40 breeder. Even though they get a bit bigger, then it's probably ideal for that tank. You could keep a pair in there, okay? And then the other thing is I'm a sneaky weasel. I'm a sneaky badger. And I want to keep more fish than my wife wants me to keep. And I have a 55-gallon that's supposed to be full of sticklebacks out back. And then she's like, no, it doesn't look good. I don't want it up until you build like a housing for it. And I was like, okay, great. Well, I'll build a housing for it. And then she's like, no, I don't want it there. It doesn't go with the house. It doesn't go with the patio furniture, yada, yada. So it just didn't happen. The tubs happened in the backyard instead. And yeah, that's the part that's kind of a bummer because I was going to do an in-ground pond right off the bat. Still plan on doing that, but it might be a moment. It might there might be a slight delay in that process. Kimberly Saucedo, will you be at Dallas Aquashella this year? I would love to be. I'm trying to get into contact with either Jason over at Primetime Aquatics. I mean, I am in contact with him. He'll message me back and forth. But back at the AGA, when we were talking about things and we were talking about videos and just how we just nerded out over stuff, and Joanne too. Joanna and I talked for a good while at the Aquatic Gardeners Association in Chicago too. And if a club can or an event can fly me in, can make it so it's just not coming out of my pocket, so I'm not spending more money than to be there, then I will 100% be there. And in some cases, it doesn't even, yeah, doesn't even matter. Let's see here. Bunny Viper, what's going on? Hanging out at the shop. Mark, what's going on? Whips World. More importantly, are bettas genetically weaker today than they were 30 years ago? Why? Even in much better living conditions, and compared to back then, can't I get one live more? Can't I get one to live more than a year? Well, I mean, I don't. It might be something in your water, literally, too, Whips. Because and if you're buying from the big box stores, those are crap fish. The bettas they breed are so inbred they're essentially feeder fish that they just allow to spawn out in their uh, back rice paddies. Even on a fish farm, an ornamental fish farm, they're like, yeah, just do your thing in this, and then sometimes they'll breed some pretty ones and sell those off locally there. And then there's only a select group of people that are really still going out collecting new genetics, trying to hybridize new species of betta together, like the embolus, like the stictos, like the Maha chiensis, the um uh, Thai, uh, was it Taiwanese? Lost my train of thought, guys. Sorry. My brain literally just froze. Need to reboot it, just like a bolt, like Frankenstein. Reboot. But in any case, what I wanted to show you guys, boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats. What's up? What's up? What's up? D's Aquatics. What's up? Also, Mountain Greenery. Also, hello, Mark Stirlson. Hello, Mark Stirlson. My eyes are really dry right now. I need to get. I had these synthetic tears, which are better than like Visine, which I've been told by ophthalmologists is the devil. Oh, is it in my pocket? No. Um, but yeah, the glycol or glycerin based stuff's way better for your eyes than Visine. They say the only thing that Visine is good for is hiding that you're stoned for about 5 minutes, and then you end up uh, looking more afterwards because it makes the redness come back. I watched this guy named Dr. Glockenflecken, and he is a ophthalmologist comedian, and oh my gosh, he's so spot on with the problems in the medical world as of today. Let's see here. I'll be more active in chat shortly. Just finishing making dinner. Well, right on. I mean, thank you, but you relax. You do you. Okay. I have lots of cats. I love that screen name. My recent bettas have lived for 2 or 3 years. As a kid, most of mine lived for around 5. Well, 5 is a good lifespan. In the wild, they live 1 or 2 seasons is pretty average. Um, and sometimes the ones that aren't as flashy will live maybe 2 or 3 years, or if they're in really, really tannic water, that's when you can get them to live a really long time because there aren't as many predators too. And the tannins are full of carotenoids, lycopene, anthocyanins, athascins, and all that good stuff, omega-3s, omega-6s, the fatty acids, little bugs and stuff, and that is going to give them a longer life, unless they're a aggressive male, as you know from the big long betta video if you watched it. Then in that case, they don't know why, but they put all of their carotenoids, which is what helps make their slime coat, their immune, it helps regulate their entire immune system. They decide to take that energy, put it directly into coloration, and the coloration um, attracts the females, and it shows off their territory and all that. But also, one, they get seen more, get eaten more. Two, they get in more fights. And three, then their immune system takes a hit because they're not sequestering it in their body, in their cells, for the case when they need it, for when they get into a fight, their fin gets ripped, and then they need to heal from uh, the wound. You know what, guys? Real quick, let me get my eye drops because my eyes are so dry. People are making herb jokes, but no, that's not me. I don't do that. I haven't done that in years, but I don't have anything against it. My wife does it. I should say she doesn't have anything against it. But it makes me anxious. Makes me too anxious. But hold on, really quick. And while that's going on, I did want to say that the codes for aquatic arts discount codes, they have changed. So now, in celebration of also Fishery being its own podcast, which is my longer form episodes, plus there's going to be some exclusive content. And I'm doing a talk on Tuesday that's all new about early fish keeping around the globe and how it ties into the spread of humans, how it ties into humans settling down in one location and then being able to start farming grains, domesticating animals. It wasn't until the river or the ocean had places where they could access cooked protein of fish that the human brain could really grow. And it's due to all of that that they then quickly start living in denser groups, having to communicate, having to share resources, having to talk about sharing resources. And then they end up literally domesticating themselves. Humans, us, we all did it. Psychopaths are those who didn't, or sociopaths. They have an issue in some cases with their DMRT1 gene, and the DMRT1 gene, if you saw in the video, is what causes docile cooperation, peaceful, laid back, able to breed in captivity, all these sorts of things. And yeah, but we did that, and it's probably due to the fish and the availability of the excess time, whether it's on the Indus River, the Tigris and the Euphrates River, the Jordan River, the Nile, the Amazon, wherever it may be. Humans start settling down in Turkey at Chadal Hayek, and in Europe on their rivers. Although Neanderthals were there first, but there's actually now some thought that maybe even learning to use nets, hooks, and fishing actually out on the open water in dugout canoes and things may be part of how we outfoxed the ice age, the younger Dryas too, and the mini ice age, and the Neanderthals, which maybe didn't have that ability. We don't know for sure. But yes, I need to get the eye drops in a moment here. And then I was going to say also, so check out Aquatic Arts. The new code is for 15% off. Everything in the store is Fishery15, like in the chat. And that gets you 15% off everything, including stuff that's already marked down. Just you can't use multiple codes though. So don't use their 10% off newsletter code with the 15% off my code. It won't work, and it'll just go with the default newsletter code or whatever the code you entered most recently is. So I would but right now they've got some really good deals. All their breeder kits on mystery snails and all of that stuff is marked down a lot, and on Neocaridina shrimp. I noticed they don't have a whole lot of fish, and that's why I couldn't in good conscience not uh not find a new source for you guys that I really believed in that has good fish, even though again, not at all the most affordable, but definitely one of the most heartfelt and like great come up stories as a breeder, putting it together, working with the fish fam community to kind of crowdsource a whole import and somewhat breeding facility of they're like, we looked at their site last time and it had like 34 rainbow species alone, rainbow fish species. It had so many things. So Dan's Fish is the other one where you get 10% off your first order if you click that link. Now if you've already used it, if you've already ordered stuff from them, it won't work, but you can start a new email if you wanted to be sneaky, or that of a friend who also wants to buy fish, perhaps, or a wife or husband who also wants to. But yeah, let me get those eye drops because they're driving me insane, my vision. And I'll be right back. I feel like we need something to entertain you guys in the meantime, but you guys, you talk amongst yourselves in chat. One moment. Okay, and also, and since I know my dad never watches this, I got him some books because tonight we have to go drive about 45 minutes north of here with traffic, and so I got him a heavy. I love books. I just love books. The Civil War, and it's like every picture that exists of the Civil War, and it's, I don't know, 500 pages coffee table book, and then also we got him top 10 Las Vegas sites to see because they're going for their first time in their lives. My parents, it's weird because they go to Palm Desert all the time, but they're going to Las Vegas. And then also all the national parks west of the Mississippi in a National Geographic, like what to see, what to do. If you have 2 days, if you have 3 days, if you have 4 days, all the people that are native to those parks, the animals, attractions, photo graphic interesting points. Oh, look at this turtle. Come on. Turtle. All right, guys. Let's fix this problem that I was having. And no, these aren't the ones that have the flesh eating bacteria or whatever. Have you guys ever used eye drops and squeeze the bottle right on your eye, and it actually, when you squeeze it out, it goes out for a sec, and then when it comes back in, it actually pulls in any excess liquid you had in your eye? It's awful. Don't do it. Don't do it. So guys, I want to show you real quick what I'm thinking of for my 40 breeder. Then we're going to take a look at it real quick. But yeah, I think I'm going to sell, hopefully, boy, my hair's a mess. Sell my blue lip buffalo cichlids. They're just too mean for me. They need a bigger tank if there's going to be all 5 adults in there at once. And yeah, it's they were cool for 2 years, but I'm just kind of over them. And yeah, let's see here. Let me pull this up. Okay, guys, present, share screen. All right, you guys don't need to see me, and also we can get rid of. Okay, so let's maximize this. So use the tag Fiish 15, and also anybody who uses that code will be entered into giveaways too. They want to do more giveaways for this channel. Fiish 15, just like that. And if you've used that once in a 3 or 4 month period, before we change the code again, it'll be Fiish 10. That'll get you 10% off. Plus, that will get you access to anything. First come, first serve. You know, it's going to go priority to anybody who has been a previous customer and who is a backer of this channel, because they know that you guys have been so loyal to them. They listen, they listen big time. But I wanted to show you guys right now, they don't have a ton of freshwater fish, and that's where Dan's fish comes in, and that's that's that. But what they do have here, if it will load, sharing this tab to StreamYard, yes. View in StreamYard. What's happening? Come on, internet. Did we lose the internets? What's going on? Everything's frozen. Come on. Woo, Nelly. Or I could do that. Let's see. Sorry, guys, the internet went down. That was annoying. I don't know what happened. Everything froze and then the internet just stopped working. But what I was going to show you guys is that at Aquatic Arts, let's try this again. Present, share screen, wake up, share screen. Okay. Is that I was looking at for my 40 breeder, the idea of they have all these Batis, and I was thinking, oh man, well, you know how cool it would be to do like a nano setup in a 40 breeder. I've done that with every 40 breeder pretty much, minus some angelfish and some cribs. Really, that's the extent of what I have done. But yeah, they're just so cool looking. Then also, I was looking at where'd they go? Oh, the hill stream loaches. So doing all like Pandagara, maybe even some panda loaches, red-tailed like inlay loaches, border loaches, zigzag loaches, reticulated hill stream loaches, all Asian loaches, and then Danios up top with Sunda Danios as well. That was another like big pull or thought on my head. But then the red slash orange headed uh, Topahos Earth Eater Geophagus, that these are what I have been obsessed with lately. And just watching them for a few hours when I was at a friend's house and we were hanging out in the living room and they had some, I was so caught up in just how cool they all look. And these are babies. These are babies compared to what they will look like with the big streamers and the red and all that. But I was thinking if I did these, I'd get maybe 5 and wait for a group to pair off. And then from there, I would probably um, add some sort of like mm, tetra or some of the African tetras are just incredible. But the thing that I was going to show you guys that's the problem is the Aquatic Arts, they just keep selling out of everything the second they get it. Like, I love chili raspberries, they got those. But boom, they have wrestling half beaks, which are another one of my favorites. That were, and those are the gold ones, which have a color morph that's metallic and gold. But red lizard catfish, like all these different things that they have that I love, they have only got about what is that, 35 listings of live fish. But if you go to Bred by Aquatic Arts locally, they're running special deals on stuff. And so you can get without any code or anything, the Bred by uh, Aquatic Arts. Use my code of Fishtory15 and boom, you get the breeding pack. And if you want all that, by the way, or these are just they're individual and whatnot. But you guys saw what I got for my little 2.5 gallon setup, and it was great. So what they lack in fish at the moment, they make up for in other inverts and snails and also just frankly fish, whether it's a domestic line that looks really cool or whatever. But yeah, so go ahead and use that code. And I wanted to show you guys more breeder combo boxes. So go to, like, for instance, the shrimp one, and they marked down prices last time to do a 25% off sale. And now I think it's more of a 10% off, most of what's left. But there's a few that are still major savings wise, like, and that is whoa, they're all sold out, these kits. That's bizarre. What's going on there? Hold on. Breeder. Maybe it's just combo boxes that we need to look by. Yeah, okay. Here we go. So these are the combo boxes. But look at this. They've gone down in price and you don't need to use the code. So you get my discount plus the other. This used to be a lot more. All these used to be a lot more and they've marked them down. So this was, for instance, $44. Now it's going to be $38.99. Um, and they've got all these different colors of mystery snail that you can breed. Plus, they've got all sorts of shrimp and all that, and you can get a a, a breeder pack of a lot of these, which most people aren't doing, which is double the females to the males, and then you're getting the best pick that's out there. But I didn't know they put the zebra bibaltis on there, and they've got onyx in store, like their stock. This is the one of the newest red morphs where it's got a metallic black shimmer underneath. Uh, However, this line is still not super stable, I guess, or super well distributed, I guess. So you get a lot of pigmentation issues where it's not what you'd expect, which honestly is kind of fun, just to mix what Mother Nature does. And yeah. Oh, but they've got the tangerine tigers, and they've got the same species here, the Davidii neocaridinus, but you've got the one that has the clear spot that was done by domestication, and the one that's orange due to domestication. They did have wild ones too, but anyways, so they've got assorted from only 29 bucks. So that's five shrimp come with it. But whether you get this or, for instance, the mystery snail kit, um, yeah, again, here's like it's normally almost 45. We got out of there if we were to buy something for only 10 or 15 bucks cheaper. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah. So it's definitely a worthwhile thing to see what they've got in stock, especially if you like your bettas and your guppies they're doing and live bears, stuff like that. Now, the other place that we got to go is Dan's fiish.com/ref/Alex, which really you can just click on the link. Oh wait, did that not work? I got to do the www. www. Still not working. All right, come on. Wow, I hate that this computer always even if I install Firefox, Mozilla, or Google or whatever. Uh, there we go. All right. So uh, it just ends up back with Bing, which is so frustrating. But here's some of Dan's fish. Again, you can get on here by clicking the link linked in the tab, and you can get some really cool fish. I'm looking for small, like this was another one I was thinking of in the 40 breeder. Any one from actually any of these three, this little full of penis, and then the little we row Wi-Fi. I don't know how to say that. Oh row we fi. Orofai, and the smiling cichlid. But what I was really looking at for the 50 breeder is the uh, Tapajos. It looks pretty cool. These guys look kind of cool just because they're so white, or platinum with the little hints of color that I'm sure show up way better when they're indisposed or not indisposed. I don't know what makes them tick. But yeah, Dan's fish is just crushing it with like the selection he's bringing in lately. So I wanted to mention that to you guys as well. And then I think we'll go. Hey, it's Johnny. I really like the L fluvipennis. They remind me of little Oscars. Well, that's cool. Are they pretty peaceful? We'll have you'll have Pyrocephalus listed tomorrow. Right on. That's the one that I'm looking for. Now, I would have to start out with them in too small of a tank, a 40 breeder, but it's all sand. And I want to redo it where it would be sand and then like a planted terrace in the back, I'm thinking. But I mean, Dan's fish is just so wild, guys. Like, compared to other like aquatic arts, I love their invertebrates and all that. They're great. They're raising them in house. They all have kind of the same standards of care and everything, but I mean, it's just incredible. Like, man, they've got these gold rose lines too. They used to have 70 of them. They're going away. If you want this fish, which is very, very hard to find, I recommend you get them now. I mean, even if you were just gonna flip them locally, I think people would pay that in a lot of places, or pay, quite a bit. Um, but I'm surprised they can still have any fish for $3.99 with the level of hands-on care that is there. Also, they've got the purple harlequin rasboras right now. Right now, they've got the copper rasbora, or the I guess glow light sometimes I think is the other name. Um, Clown rasbora. I don't know that one actually. Like, I haven't kept it. I know of it. Longfin white. Oh, Japanese bitterlings, rosy bitterlings, which those I hear are great for tubbing. Look, they're normally $29.99. Right now they're only $20. They're only $19.99. And the other thing is that, you get those, you set them up in a tank or whatever and it's filtered. Oh, Taiwan hill trout. I wonder if they have Sri Lankan, or when they will. And let's see here. Dwarf amber barbs. Oh, I love those too. Are those in stock even? I'm curious. Oh, I'm not logged in, so these things might not all be in stock, guys. Sorry. I should have logged in. Wait, I can't show you guys those things. Okay, we're just gonna call that quits for now. My wife is home, so I actually got to roll soon. But yeah, I'm thinking of doing like the geotank or doing that hill stream idea. I haven't done the hill stream like laminar flow tank in a while. Oh, those eye drops felt so much better. And I really liked doing that where I had like the flow of power heads on the top, and then I had like PVC pipe running underneath some substrate. So I had like a circle of water, and it kind of split the flow into levels. And then I had like rocks or stones and wood that blocked the flow of that main flow so that fish could take a rest and take a load off. But I've never had the geos. I've never kept geos, and I really want to like see the patterns they make in the sand, see if they'll tell me something, some mystical fortune. Johnny says do the geos. Well, I think that might settle it. I'll have to talk to Mr. Dan himself, the fishmonger, your friendly fishmonger, who's going to be on tonight, you guys. So check him out. Andy always does a giveaway. Yeah, get some half beaks. I have some platinum half beaks that look immaculate. I might stream maybe even like tomorrow morning or something. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I need to show you guys an update of all the tanks because they're not kept up well right now. Like the water is going down. I am simulating a dry season in all my tanks out of sheer laziness slash my back hurting and not being able to refill all my tanks with the little watering can I have to use. But needless to say, it will happen. And then I'll probably have all these animals spawning at once. Everyone's still good nitrate wise and food wise and all that. But I think it'll be fun. So at some point, I'll probably do a pop up stream in the late night or morning in the next few days. And we'll do that. But yeah, check those guys out. We got those deals for you guys, plus more deals in the description of the video. So, I'm trying to get you guys a benefit, me a benefit, the channel gets a benefit, then I can make more of those deep dives and like the research that takes forever. I have so many floating little bits and pieces and scraps of paper and things that are videos that could be 5 hours. I won't do that to you guys, an hour long or a half hour long. And now I've decided I posted my first TikTok, guys. And also, yeah, the wet spot, also a great place to buy from. I agree. They're a little more aloof when it comes to like who they are, what they're up to, like just getting to know the people who run it. I happen to know them a little bit through the G Pass Club or Guppus Club down in Oregon, Oregon, and they're nice, they're smart, they're great business people. But with the cichlid exchange being all secret and you can't see what's there, certain stuff only online. They just changed the website. I love the things they bring in, the rarities they have, and I shout them out all the time too. But I like for the sheer existence of the hobby, understanding feeding live food, not just throwing meds at fish because they showed up and you just think that's the right thing to do, but observing them and then medicating them for what makes sense. If they're a benthic bottom feeder, then deworm them maybe, but you don't need to hit them with antibiotics and then create some uh, super bug or stream or whatever thing like that. And yes, I agree. Wet Spa is always super busy. I wish I had a chance to pick their brain. Yeah, they're my favorite employees of theirs that were there for years. Both left recently. That's another reason I haven't been in as frequently. They're both gone now. I mean, they just couldn't live off of whatever, $15 an hour or whatever it was. And they had to do something different as they grew up and got degrees and stuff. But they were so cool. Thank you, Rye Guy Outdoors. So you love my video on domestication of the bettas. Yeah. Well, there's a lot more to go about that. I have basically a video that in depth, and hopefully we'll be editing more. The next benchmark that I'm hoping to afford to, like as the channel and as memberships, only $1.99, guys. I'm selling myself here, selling my soul to the devil. Is then I can afford what's that service called? Picture storyboards, and then I'll have like B-roll of ancient Egyptian agriculture, whatever you could want. They've got, and that would really help to make the videos more visually dynamic. Now that I have the software, we have the cameras, we've got the mics, all that kind of stuff. I would like another compressor mic for in-person interviews and stuff. Like Bob Steamfot only lives right up the road. You guys should bug Bob Steamfot about coming on the show or us getting together and doing something. Yeah, or Bentley Pasco. He lives just down the road. Or Corey from Aquarium Co-op, but he's always so busy. I wouldn't ever see that happening. Do a Seattle native biotope. I have done that outside a bunch of times, and that's what might be in the 55 outside in the future. So yeah, stay tuned. Plus, check out my videos where I go and I check out like a river. I actually went today and checked out while I was over in a certain part of town. Checked out a beaver dam that was built this summer by some young beavers, and it totally has changed the river along with the rainfall. It's washed out this gut or glut of sand and stuff and silt, and it's got these deep cut banks and mud and stuff now, and the salmon can't get up there. It's at the moment, but the beaver dam is 50 to 60 yards or meters long now, and it curves around, and there's all these little like waters squirting through, and they're up there with their tails trying to put mud on top of it. It's so fun to watch. So I'm going to try to get a video from there. I did take a video from there today, but I couldn't get any good shots of the beavers doing their thing from where I was at. But there's such an incredible thing to see when you can see a biotope or an ecosystem like that, and you see that it is, you know, the pools that the fish then live in, with the plants and the trees that fall in, is caused by the beavers. Like if it weren't for beavers out here, they wouldn't exist. It's just so crazy how much everything. Yeah, Coro, that's a great question. I really would like to get onto Nebula or Curiosity Stream. The thing is, I don't think I'm anywhere near large enough, but I would absolutely love that. That or to get a manager. If we could get a manager and you guys would be willing to put up with, instead of the affiliate links and stuff, like I'd still have those if you guys find those convenient and you want the discounts and stuff. Um, I could do an ad read, like for instance, Raid Shadow Legends for 30 seconds at the beginning of something, and that would pay 3 or 4, 5 times as much as I'm making currently. And I don't do that because I it doesn't feel right. But at the same time, like if I hear from everyone, like, yeah, we'd rather have you do that and pay for things, and then we don't have to be members, then I'm open to it. Nobody in the fish hobby really seems to be doing that style of um, of promotional affiliation stuff. Um, but I find it obnoxious. I think it needs to be stuff I would never do something I don't believe in also. So that's the other problem. I'm a bit of a stick in the mud that way. Anyways, guys, I got to get out of here because my wifey Pooh is home. And we got to go up to my parent Pooh's house and drive in the Pooey traffic in the Pooey weather. So thank you guys for hanging out, listening to my mad ramblings for the evening, and just chatting. I got some of your non-mad ramblings, mad as in loony. But I really appreciate it. Also, all of you guys who were sharing that beta video that I made. I worked really hard on it. I am really proud of it. And I'm also thinking about spending a little bit of money and letting someone edit it and see what visually that could look like if someone really good edited it, and see, is it worth doing? Is that something you guys even want? Or is it something that isn't needed with this channel and you'd rather just put it on while you're doing your water changes, and you'd rather me take this time and resources to have more content, study more subjects, because I'd love doing it all day long, quite frankly. But I hope that everybody has a wonderful night. I hope that you're kind to your fish, your plants, the people around you, you care for them. And of course, take care of yourself too, because if you don't do that, all the other stuff can't get done, can't be cared for, can't be happy, can't be loved. And you want all those things to be loved. You want to be loved. We all want to be loved. And you are loved here on The Secret History, living in your aquarium. Thank you so much to you, time traveling replay crew that are so loyal. Thank you to the mods. Thank you to you super chatters and members and viewers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys, you're the best. I love you guys, and I'm gonna let you go so you can watch other channels like Dan's Fish. Just if you want to support this channel, use the little link in chat or in the description, and this channel will get some credit towards it, and then I can get my geos for free, and then we have geos to do a spotlight on for free. if enough people, that's a lot of, it's a lot of orders, but yeah, and you support him or Aquatic Arts if you want to support them. Get your micro crabs, your vampire crabs, your bamboo shrimp, all those sorts of things. Your kung pao chicken, you know, all of that. It's gonna be there. All right, you guys. I was just saying I'm gonna leave, so I'm gonna do that now. You guys take care. Have a wonderful night, and I will see you 8 I can't do it. All right, guys, have a wonderful one. Thanks for watching. Take care.